As an environmental policy student here at the U, I knew I wanted to do something related to wind energy for my Do Something and Report It project. I personally believe that's a great way to transition to greener sources of energy and overall just a pretty cool way for Minnesota to get involved in energy production. After some research, I came upon the bill H.R. 2782 called the Wind Energy Research and Development Act of 2011. To make it brief, basically there are 3 goals for this potential federal policy. This is an excerpt from the official summary. 1 is to improve the energy efficiency, reliability, and capacity of wind turbines. 2, to optimize the design and acceptability of wind energy systems to the broadest potential range of atmospheric conditions. And 3, to reduce the cost of construction, generation, and maintenance of such systems. To achieve these goals, the Act would like to create a program that would carry out research and development of wind power. Currently, the bill has been referred to the House Committee of Science, Space, and Technology, but is expected to be passed to the House soon. And you can probably guess that I decided to write a letter to my local Representative Keith Ellison. I knew what my position of the bill was, but I decided to find out what other University of Minnesota students are thinking, and then combine those thoughts into one letter. Here's what your peers had to say.
I think that wind energy is a good idea so we can have more alternative fuels and rely less on fossil fuels.
I think that wind energy is definitely something we should be looking into more. Personally, I'm really sick of the current complex that we have that revolves around coal-based energy and other non-renewable forms of energy. So I think that switching to wind energy would be a really, really beneficial thing so that we can get a lot of our kind of like static energy generated by a renewable source.
Back at home, I have the option that Excel gives me is to pay a little bit more so that a percentage of my energy comes from renewable energy, including wind energy. It's not enough that just large corporations are trying to be green. We all need to help out too.
I think that it opens many doors and opportunities for us to expand our horizons, really.
I mean, I think they look really cool. If you ever go by like a wind turbine farm and you just like see all of them in a row, it's really cool looking. And some people argue that some of them do kill birds and stuff, but I mean, I don't think it's any worse than like how many like airplanes kill birds or anything.
It's a good source of clean energy, better than what we rely on now. I think it's a good idea.
So I come from a small farming town, and the people in my town really like wind energy because it's clean, renewable. It's just nice to have. I know we even have a school that's powered by a wind turbine in my town.
That would do a lot of good if it gives money to wind energy and helps transition us to cleaner energy.
I feel like it's a really efficient energy source, but I also feel like right now it's kind of expensive for what it provides. So I think that they need to develop technology to work on reducing the cost so that's more affordable for everyone.
I'd like to be able to see at least some more research and development put into the funding of these programs, just because they're cool concepts and they utilize things that we've been taking for granted for a very long time.
I like this bill. It'll fund, hopefully, research into better forms of energy.
I think research put into ideas like this is really important.
Probably ways of making the technology smaller, if possible, just so that it can be implemented in more places. And then also, if possible, just a lot of people complain about the noise, so if there anything could be done about that. Personally, I don't really see an issue with that, but a lot of people complain about it, so really just downplaying any negatives that people could possibly have, I think would be really, really good.
I don't think it doesn't make quite enough energy for the space and costs that we need, but it's a good way to supplement. That's why we need more research and funding, because then wind energy will be more efficient and cheap.
When I look out here living in Minneapolis compared to where I'm from, I don't like the fact that I have to see all of these smokestacks and other power plants out here, whereas up north in my town we don't have anything like that. I think it kind of ruins the skyline.
If we were able to find renewable energy sources and perhaps create a power grid that we could access through wind energy, then we'd be able to save a lot on that, as well as improve the environment for the future.
Tell Ellison that I would really like him to vote for this bill. I really think it would be beneficial to create jobs, help the economy in that respect, and then also set our country on the long-term path to sustainability.
Please use more green energy to preserve our future. I would be in favor of pursuing those options.
Sir, I voted for you.
I think Keith Ellison should support that bill. Minneapolis needs your help. Keith, please.
Keith Ellison, you should vote for this bill.
Dear Representative Ellison, my name is Caroline Hall and I am a constituent and a student at the University of Minnesota studying environmental policy. I am writing this letter to ask you to vote in favor of H.R. 2782 Wind Energy Research and Development Act of 2011, which would create a much-needed program dedicated to development and research of wind energy. This may seem like an easy bill to brush off your shoulder, but myself and many of my peers here at the university believe very strongly that it would be beneficial for our community. I've had the chance to talk to many students one-on-one, and I'd like to tell you what they have to say about H.R. 2782. As you may know, wind power is absolutely renewable, provides a domestic source of energy, and after wind turbines are built, they produce zero greenhouse gases or other pollutants. The land size needed for wind turbines is minimal. They will help to provide jobs and can make energy available to those who may not be connected to the power grid in rural areas. The question remains, though, why this particular bill? For one, with more research and funding, we believe that smaller-scale wind production can be achieved, allowing it to be more accessible and widespread. Maybe with that kind of research, the university can sell a turbine of her own. We are also hoping for a quieter turbine so as not to disturb neighbors. Some of my friends are also concerned that wind energy may not be as efficient in terms of money as it could be. With more thought put into how this technology can be more easily attained economically, more people might be willing to support and implement wind power. As far as Minnesota goes, the state has a great deal of potential for supplying energy to the rest of the U.S., an opportunity we haven't really had before. It goes without saying that this would be a great help economically for Minnesota. With a BA in economics, we hope that you will see the benefits that will become available for Minnesota if this bill becomes enacted. And after attending law school at our very own University of Minnesota, we also hope that you will understand the importance of voting in favor of H.R. 2782. I am asking for you to please respond letting us know whether you will be able to help pass a bill that will promote renewable, clean, and domestic energy and will help not only the university, not only Minnesota, but the entire country. Thank you for the consideration and time you have put into this. Most sincerely, Caroline Hall.
I support wind power.
I support wind energy.
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 Yeah, I support wind energy, and I'm excited to see what the technology